welcome everyone to Hablando con propósito. Right?
Yes.
What does that mean? Can you please tell the audience?
Talking with purpose.
Welcome everyone to Talking with Purpose.
You're so stupid.
Hey. Original music, Facebook. Don't touch. I own every single piece. Salte de aquí. This is mine. Do not.
Why are you pointing at the camera like you rebuking in demonio?
Because Angel, he was going through it with Instagram, so I'm doing the same thing. You too, Instagram. This is my song. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talking with Purpose. Again, this is your boy, Les, and this is LT Luz Quiñones.
What does LT stand for?
Well, since you're asking, LT stands for Like That, Luz Quiñones.
I don't care.
She is
nobody on Facebook or Instagram or the pod knows what like that means except pets.
She is his pets all? I don't know. She is
like that means in a bad mood.
She is not a happy camper today. And
the story of my life.
And she's not a happy camper. And she's just you
choose your words wisely.
You want to elaborate a little bit here? Like why do you feel the way you feel? So
if
the
I
audience
knew why
knows.
I felt the way I feel,
and
I wouldn't be feeling like this.
And that's where I was going. So the issue here is that she doesn't know why she feels the way she feels, but she feels some type of way. And guys, relax, because I feel the same way. And I don't understand why this is happening, because everybody that knows her knows that she's fun and she's a joy to be around. But when she gets like this, it's hard. That's fair to say, right, babe?
Yeah.
It's fair to say it's hard. Come on. You got to be honest.
I've been suffering from postpartum depression.
So there's been a lot of postpartum depression happening ever since she had our daughter, Jareli, which will be 1 year old in 2 months.
In June. Less than 2 months.
Less than 2 months. She'll be 1 year old, Instagram, 1 year old, Facebook. But my question to you is this. Fine, you're struggling with postpartum, and only women know what that feels like. I have two questions. Do men get postpartum depression?
No.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Okay, because I heard.
But I don't see how a man, because postpartum depression comes from having the baby, your hormonal changes after you have a baby. Y'all don't do nothing.
That's not true.
Y'all don't have the hormones that women have.
Okay, but you can't say.
And yes, y'all still don't do nothing.
That's not true. That's not true. There are guys.
You breastfeed?
No, but I'm saying there are guys that don't do nothing. And then there are guys that do something and do a lot.
But postpartum depression it's all about the chemical imbalance of your hormones after you have a baby. That's why it's called postpartum depression. It's after you have a baby.
Well, thank you.
So last time I checked,
excuse me,
men cannot have babies.
Well, thank you. Chemical imbalances in the chemicals. Thanks a lot for making things very difficult here in the Quiñones household sometimes. but not difficult to where it's like, ah, put
I
something
don't
okay.
sound like that.
No, I'm not saying you do. I'm saying not like that. It's just difficult, you know. Those men out there who had a baby mom or a wife that has had their children, and if she did go through postpartum depression, then you know what we're talking about. Men out there, you should know how I feel. Let me elaborate a little bit on how I feel. I try to do what I can, but nothing seems to work. And it's not that she's being mean. At first, I did think it was that. I thought she's just being a jerk, man. She don't want nothing to do with anything. But then I realized, dang, I think it was one day you broke down for real. And I was like, okay, this is serious. Something's really going on here, and it's something that is out of my control. So then that's when I started feeling like, man, nothing that I'm gonna try is gonna make you feel better. Nothing. There's nothing you can do that's gonna make them feel better. 'Cause the chemical imbalances of the balance of the woman's hormonal states
What are you saying?
in the United States, they deal with
That don't make no
united
sense.
hormonal syndromes
Oh my god.
that calibrate
All right.
through the
Let's move
emphasis
on.
of paraplegic, psychological, ventricular stenosis. And these things.
Stop. You
Wait,
don't
babe.
even know. You don't know what you're talking about.
No. These are serious things.
I say doing.
And the stenosis calibration of the penetration of chemicals.
What are you?
Wait, babe. There's an imbalance. You know how a balance is. Everything has to be the same.
You just mixed a whole bunch of body parts in one.
That's not true.
Ventricular, that's in the heart.
Uh-huh.
That don't got nothing to do with my brain.
Actually, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No,
Let me
it
explain. The brain has a lot to do with the heart because the brain's thoughts can affect how you feel. So don't come telling me that the brain don't got nothing to do with the heart.
Okay.
So all of the, basically what I was trying to say in my doctor mode, I know my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know my stuff. What I was trying to say is that she's off. So if you happen to remember, said a little prayer for my wife, and thanks guys. Era por ella que se le vaya el diablo de encima. And it's like, but yeah, that's what I wanted to start with. I really wanted to start with that because, babe, you're not the only one. Now, I dealt with what I deal with. I can't even say. I can't even say what I currently am dealing with right now because it's just not a pod topic.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm not gonna say it. That's
you
crazy.
rambling.
But I want to talk about how things have been for me lately, right? And my wife is gonna co-sign. I've been going through some mental things, mental battles, and it's been hard for me to get it together within myself. Because you're going through that, the balance of the chemicals are off, and I'm going through.
Can you stop?
My mind.
You making it seem like it's a joke.
I'm not making it seem like it's a joke. I'm serious.
Okay.
And my mind is way off. And I think it rubs off. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Anything negative or positive can rub off on somebody else.
Now, how long do you think this is going to last?
I don't know. I'm going to therapy. That's about all I can do.
And that's a good thing. She decided to seek help, right, babe? She decided to seek help. And just because you seek help doesn't make you weak. So if you're struggling out there with some type of depression, anxiety, right, babe? Don't hesitate to go find help. Look it up. Just Google help with depression or whatever it is that you're feeling, help with anxiety. There's help out there, and they're professionals, and they know what they're doing. They'll guide you through it. If you feel like you need help, go look for the help, and do not hesitate on waiting to see if you'll feel better.
The thing is, some people don't believe in that.
No. Hold on. Into the class. Thank you, guys. Not some people. Christians.
Religious people, not Christians.
Religious Christians do not believe that it's okay to go seek professional help. Excuse me. They feel that they're going to be all right. But not everything is going to be all right. We're put here to go through hard times. Hard times mold us and make us into the people we eventually become. And sometimes in our human instinct, we take things like this and we just don't know how to handle them. So what's wrong with talking to somebody who knows how to handle them? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what? When I was suicidal back in 2004 and 5, I wish I had the mind to go seek for some help. But I didn't. I didn't seek for no help. And that's why I attempted suicide, because I didn't seek for no help. So I was the lowest that I can get. But by the grace of God, He dug me out. And, I give God glory. So, but it's different in my wife's case. My wife's case is different because she has postpartum depression. Now, this is my thing. Maybe you guys in the comment section, you guys could help me understand this, or babe, help me understand this if you understand what I'm trying to say. How having a baby gets you depressed? Yes, okay, chemicals, but did they ever explain to you, or did they ever explain to anybody on Facebook what these chemicals are? Do they have names and stuff? I'm not even being stupid.
I don't know.
Okay.
But that's like asking anybody why they have depression.
But exactly,
most people don't know.
But I'm not saying why they have depression. I'm saying what happens in the chemicals.
I don't know.
What happens in the mind of the person for postpartum in particular. Like women that are on, if you've had a child, postpartum depression is real. What happened to you? How did you realize that you had postpartum depression? Babe, do you want to elaborate on how is it? Look, there's a comment that came in on Instagram, babe.
Daily said it's a lot that comes after you have a baby. After you have a baby.
Okay, thank you, Dailise. I appreciate that. That's what I'm trying to get to. So I think that what happens here, guys, is that the woman starts to take on an extra life responsibility of another person.
Probably.
Right? So then it becomes more pressure added on to this woman, because in all reality, like you said earlier, guys really don't do nothing. It's mainly you guys. It's mainly the women that do a lot of the work, a lot of the hands-on work with the babies.
Like they said, you lose yourself.
See, that's deep. That's where I want to go. That's what I'm talking about. You lose yourself.
I already told you. It's like, as a mom, you don't worry about just yourself. I don't worry about myself. I have to worry about me, my 4 kids, and my husband.
And that's what's crazy. I remember, I'm going to say it, babe, because we real. Remember that day you called me and you was like, you said what you just said now. You said it, but you were crying. And I was at work. You don't remember that?
I remember.
So she said exactly what she said, but she was crying. She was having is it fair to say nervous breakdown? No, just
not nervous, but I just
had
a breakdown.
Yeah, she had a breakdown, and she said exactly that. And I was like, listen, we talked for a little bit. I said, look, I got to go, babe. I got to go back to work. So while I'm working, I started excuse me, guys. I started thinking about what she said. And I'm like, Dad, what bombed me was when she said, I got to take care of you. And I started thinking, how in the world is she taking care of me? I didn't get it at first, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't get it. I'm like, she don't wash my clothes. I do that. You know what I mean? She cooks for me. Is that much of a burden? But I'm going through a list and everything. I'm like, she don't wash my clothes. I do a lot for myself. She does not have to do barely anything for me. I take care of everything that is mine. So I was like, dang, I don't get it. And as I started thinking, I tried. Now for guys, this is probably the hard part. At least she's not a guy, but I'm just saying this is probably the hard part. When the guy tries to imagine or put himself in the shoe of the wife, and he tries to understand, at least I'm like that. So that whole day at work, I'm trying to be her in my mind and trying to take what she told me and put it in my heart and tried to live it just so I could get more of an understanding of what's going on, because my thing is I want to fix it. Right, babe? I'm always like that. Anytime there's an issue, whether it be with us, whether it be with family, fair to say, right, babe? Family or anything like that. Yeah, or anybody, because I'm such a loving guy and I love people and I want to help people so much that I try to do my best to help them. But so again, I was trying to live that, trying to see, because the way she said, like exactly what she said earlier, she said it like that, but with passion, with sadness, with a loneliness, a dark cloud over her. And I took all of that, what she said, and took the feeling inside, and I tried to live it. And I started feeling crazy. And I think it worked, because I started feeling it. I was like, oh my God. So let me ask you, is it heaviness?
Like what I feel?
No. Well, yeah.
No. It's a combination of things. Like, the problem for me is, it's like you feel, well, when I say you, I mean, I'm talking about myself, because everybody's different. But
right,
I get like episodes of anxiety where everybody needs something at the same time. Like, never fails.
Oh my
like
gosh.
Yesterday.
Yo.
I was telling you yesterday.
No, but not only yesterday. It was one day this week that you were sitting. I'm sorry. It's not funny. Well, it's funny now, but that day it wasn't. She was sitting on the couch, and you were off, I think. It was the day you were off this week. She was sitting on the couch, and kid after kid
Like one by one.
One by one. And as soon as the other one finished, the other one came and asked for something. And then the other one came and I'm sitting next to her, guys. And they don't come to me. I could be sitting right next to her, holding hands. Just
you could be holding the juice that they want to drink, and they'll still ask me for it. And that's where like for me, that's where my anxiety comes in. Cause like yesterday,
God, that is an anxiety moment.
For example, yesterday, I was working. I work from home. For those of you that don't know. And it's like all the kids get home from school and then my anxiety just goes up the roof. And I was telling Les, I'm like, I don't understand why I feel like anxious. And then the anxiety makes me want to eat. Like for those, like a lot of people don't know my whole background, but I used to weigh 260 pounds and I had weight loss surgery and I got down to 140. And then after I had the baby, obviously, I gained weight. And I haven't lost the weight that I've gained from having the baby. I haven't lost. I haven't gained more either. I've just pretty much been in the same weight. But those like episodes of anxiety cause me to just want to eat. And I was telling Les, like, my anxiety comes from my kids. And not saying that it comes from them, but it's like, it's not their fault. Like, I don't ever want them to think it's their fault. But it's like every 5 seconds, I hear mom.
Oh, man.
Mom, can I have a snack? Mom, can I have water? Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, it's never ending. You know what I mean? Like the baby, you know, she doesn't talk yet. So, I mean, she says mama, but she says dada more than anything. But even if she comes to me, she's still, you know what I mean? Like, my kids demand so much of me. And Les will be sitting right there.
Yep.
And they'll walk right past him.
Like I'm not even there.
Like if he's invisible.
And then one of them told me one time, you was there. I'm pretty sure you were there. One of them told me one time, I'll say, hey, why don't you guys ask me? And then it was Eli.
I think it was Eli.
And he was
like,
like,
you always say no.
He was laughing because you always say no to everything. And it's true. I do.
Yes, you.
Not always.
95%.
95. See, that's not even 99.
But then there's times where you won't even let them finish talking. They'll be like, hey, pa. And you'll be like, no, go to your room.
Not true.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
I'm not lying. That's not true. Anyway, let's go back to it's like that. It is true. I immediately cut them off. I used to be hotter on that. It used to be 100%. I used to be worse. It used to just, no. Dad,
you don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Forget it. I don't care what you're gonna say. No. The answer's no. I think that came with I think that what makes me act out at home like that is the stress from work. That's the only other thing I do. You know, I go from work to home, back to work, and then back home. I never go out.
But also, you always feel like they're about to try and get one off on you.
No. Yes, I always feel, no, not on me. I always feel like they try to get one off on you.
No, but when they ask you for something, you automatically assume it's like something they want. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. No, I get
something unnecessary is what I'm trying to say.
And if there's one thing I hate, it's when the kids try to get one off on her. I see right through them. And they don't believe me. And that's why I'm so quick to say no, because I know what, and I tell them, yo, I know what you're coming with right now. And you know what they do? Sometimes they smile.
They laugh.
And they laugh like, oh, snap, puppy got me. Yeah, I know, because I know what you're thinking. I was you. I tried to pull that off on my parents too. and it was a no. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with having to feel. Well, we're dealing with people. We're dealing with the feeling that people get. That's what I meant to say. When depression and anxiety comes. But so my suggestion, I feel like I'm not saying it right. Suggestion? Okay, my suggestion to all of you that are going through that, or if you know somebody who's going through that, tell them this. Okay? Tell them this. Tell them, just live. Live in the moment. Don't overwhelm. And I tell you this from experience. Being pre-suicidal, trying to take my life, I've learned years later that I wasn't allowing myself to live. I didn't live in the moment. When you have anxiety, babe, at least my anxiety was of future stuff.
Things that hasn't happened.
Things that have not happened. Scenarios. Check this out. Scenarios that weren't even around me. I would think that I'm going to end up in those scenarios.
You were like that for a while. Even after we got married,
yeah,
you still had a little bit of
That's
of
what I'm
that.
saying. I was just getting over that.
Yeah.
I was getting over that hill.
Because I remember I used to call you a hypochondriac. Like, you swore somebody would be like, oh, fulano, so-and-so has cancer, and they found it because they found the lump in their arm, and you'll be like...
Oh, we got a comment, babe.
If you don't have closure from things from the past, the future is scary for some people.
That's right. I don't remember, Jesse, if I had any things that had to be closed because it was so long ago. And my brother knows, he's there. I didn't live a life where I felt like I needed to close things. Everything was always out in the open.
But for you, I think it was more of the fear of the unknown. Because you were someone that was raised more closed.
Closed, yes. I was raised closed. I was raised where everything was in this circle. Mm-hmm. And I didn't need to go anywhere. Out. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't need to go out to get anything. Everything was here. Everything was in this circle called family and friends.
And Prue.
Pruville, what up? Everything was inside the projects. Look, babe, to be honest, you wanted a date? There was girls in the projects to date. Why do I need to look out? You wanted let's say, you wanted a party? One of your friends was going to have a party. There's so many people in there. There was a birthday every weekend, probably.
Thinking of like the fear of the unknown reminds me of like Mimi, my mom's dog. When she because when she first went on a walk, she like experienced a car driving by her, like she freaked out, like she was paralyzed. She didn't know what to do. That's so kind of like the feeling of anxiety. You feel like you're just overwhelmed with emotion that you don't know what to do with in the moment, that you're just like, it like freezes you.
You know, and another advice I want to tell you guys is when those happy moments come, just soak them in. Because in the way we live our lives, some of us, we live our lives such in a rush. There's always something after something. And I feel like we don't get the opportunity to take those little blessings God give us and just soak it in. And I do that when I grab the girls. Like if I'm gonna, like today, the baby, you were out for dinner. she went out for dinner with her friend, and I stood here with the kids, and I grabbed the baby, and I remember she was just chilling, and I just smelled her, and all of this joy and all of this great feeling started coming in my head, and then I back out and I look at her, and she's smiling, and she said "Dada," and I was like, oh, those moments. I like to soak those things in because they help, man. It's kind of like putting things in a like a deposit, and then later on being like, man, let me take this. I need this, man.
That's like when we go through their baby videos.
Oh, that other night.
Mima's baby videos.
Oh my gosh, that was so cute.
I would say our life here is more chill than our life in New Jersey. And it's crazy because nothing really changed.
I still work at the same company.
I mean, I'm still working. I mean, I don't work at the hospital anymore. But even still though, even when I was on maternity leave that I didn't work at all, I still felt like life was a hassle. Like everything was hectic. Everything, like your day, you woke up and you blinked and it was 5 o'clock.
I don't know why, I don't know why it was like that.
Because ever since we got here, I just feel like my days are so not slow, but not as fast.
I was telling my coworkers not too long ago, I think like a month ago, I was like, man, I feel like I have 48 hours in a day. And they laughed. They're like, oh, man. Whatever.
That's because they don't know that Jersey life.
And I told them, you guys don't know what it's like to live on the East Coast, man.
Yeah.
That East Coast is crazy. Everything is doom, 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 doom. You don't get a break.
It's the same way like when I lived in New York. That was even worse. When I lived in New York. I was 19.
Enjoy the moment. Yeah, see, enjoy the moment. Live those moments. And if you have to, this is therapeutic, guys. If you have to, relive them in your head. Because they bring you back to that place of joy that you're yearning to feel at that moment. So don't let these thoughts and these things consume you to the point where you're blinded. Yes, it's easy to say don't let. But when you're in the battle, it's hard not to let it overtake you. But what makes you a fighter is if you try to fight. You can't just sit there and take blows. I'll tell you this from experience. You can't just sit there and take blows. And what's crazy is that our minds is what's creating all of this. These are things out of the air. They're created. They're being created, and we consume these things and start to live them in our feelings.
Our mind is a powerful thing.
Our mind is extremely powerful.
Think of when you were a kid and you open your eyes when you're sleeping and you see a shadow of something in the corner. Then you go run and turn on the light and it was like a jacket. But in your mind, you already saw eyes, a mouth, and arms and everything on that jacket, for example. It's like
you saw
it was all
the
in your
silhouette
mind.
Of
Freddy
Chewbacca.
Cougar. Chewbacca's not scary.
But he's not scary when he talks. Because he'd be like...
like Freddy Cougar or something.
But, I mean, his height and hairiness. In the dark, my man looks scary. Imagine. And then you see his head, like, in the dark. Oh, my God. But anyway... But we consume ourselves with these negative thoughts and we let it boom, 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 boom. And that's when the breaking point comes. For me, I had a breaking point. I'm not going to get into what the breaking point was, but it broke me. And when it broke me, it took me to the point of suicide, which is another thing that people need to talk about. Religious people do not talk about suicide, but then statistics show, and I don't know the numbers, but statistics show that the rate of pastors that commit suicide is high.
That's because they don't have nobody to talk to.
Because they don't have nobody to talk
help.
to.
Everything is anything when it comes to talking about anxiety, depression, suicide, everything is like, oh, the devil, the devil, the devil, the devil. You know, like, we're human. We have emotions. We have to learn to deal with these things. And it's not bad for you to seek help.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, you need help. Like, how many times you go through things. If you're going through something in your life, you're going to want to talk to somebody that went through it already so you can get past it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you were abused as a child, you need to get past that, you know, and certain things that we go through in life causes anxiety. It causes depression. It causes, you know, like all of these mental issues. And a lot of people they just don't talk about it. I'm not one that used to, I'll be straight up. The people that know me, I always say this, and like when I talk to my therapist, I say, when the people that know the real me, because I don't feel like this is me. Like what I'm going through right now is not me, or the way I am right now isn't me. You know, like even my nutritionist I'm very close to. I've been talking to him since I've had surgery. So for the last 4 years, I've been talking to him. I talk to him every month. And talking to him, he tells me, this isn't you.
He's straight up too. He don't play.
You know, it's just, it's weird for me because I'm not someone who struggles with this. And I wish that I could just be like, you know, okay, back to normal. But it doesn't work that way. I'm trying to learn to deal with it and cope the best that I can. And I have good days and I have bad days, you know. More bad than good.
What's today, babe? Today's a good day.
I would say today is a half day.
I was about to say
because it started out good, and then that's what it is. You know, like I thank God that my husband is very understanding, because
thank you, baby.
If it wasn't for that, like I don't know. You know, like when I told him that I wanted to find a therapist, he helped me look for one. Like he wasn't like, no, you don't need therapy, ain't nothing wrong with you. You know what I mean? Like he never dismissed what I felt. And you know, it's hard because for me, I speak for myself, as a mom and as a woman of God, and you know what I mean? Like you don't want people to see you as weak or unstable, you know, like, oh, she's depressed today, so she's not a good person to talk to. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just adding to my testimony. That's just how I have to see it.
That's right. It's adding on. It's you know what it is? I feel like sometimes God allows us to go through things so we can see a different side of God. God is one God, but he works in many different ways. Just like there's many different ways of doing bad stuff, there's many different ways of doing it good. Every good has a bad, and every bad has a good, because it's the same thing. But that's a big issue, and like I was saying, they don't talk about it. So the rates are high, and then you got these people going nuts. And now let me just talk about church people real quick. You got church people going nuts, going crazy, making these ridiculous decisions. You see them committing suicide. You hear about them. You hear about people committing suicide and all of this. And these are serious issues, guys. These are serious issues. They always, like you said earlier, they like to blame it on the devil, but the devil is not omnipresent. You think the devil cares about what you're thinking? He's probably, like I always say this. When I learned this in the Bible, I was like, wow. He's probably in Japan causing hell, like literally in Japan, and you over here blaming him for a thought that you thought about, because we don't blame ourselves. We never blame ourselves. We always want to blame somebody else or the enemy. Mm-hmm. But what about if you're the problem? What's wrong with knowing that you have a problem and seeking help for it? Because I promise you, if I knew that I could have sought help back then, I would have did it. It's by the grace of God that I'm still standing here. And had I been successful in suicide, I would not be where I am right now. I'm not even going to say that God interjected. You know, that's a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, had it been successful, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be in the blessings that I'm living now. But it was all me. That's what I went there to say this. It was all me creating all of this. It's had nothing to do with the enemy. Sometimes we give him so much glory, we give him so much power by mentioning him and putting him in situations where he's like, oh, you talking about me? Hey, look at that. Look, they're talking about me all the way over there. I'm here in Russia. These cats talking about me in Ohio. Great. Okay, well then let me go over there and do something, I guess.
Pet said, did you say Japan?
Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? We give him C4. My man, what's up, brother? God bless you. Thank you for logging in, bro. Really appreciate it. You're my dude. It's true. We give him so much glory. We give him so much credit. But what's wrong with when you, again, guys, if you see that you got a problem and there's something inside of you that you're like, man, this is deeper than spiritual, then the problem is you, and go seek help. Don't sit there and dwell on this stuff, because you're only making it worse. And I tell you from experience, man, I'm opening my heart right now. Do not let this happen. If you feel sad, find professional help. Don't go to your boy. Don't go to your sister. Don't go to that best friend. I'm not saying that they don't have the right intentions, but they do not have the right thing that you need for that moment. Look for a professional. That's why they're professionals, right, babe? Mm-hmm. They're professionals because they know what to do and they know how to look, when you're going through stuff like this, you want to be talked to a certain way.
That's what they go to school for.
Yeah, you don't know that. You don't know that you want to hear certain things. But once you start hearing the things that you want to hear, you start to feel better. And that's why these people are professional, because they know what to do. They know what to tell you.
It's like, if there's something wrong with your heart, you're not going to go to a doctor that specializes in feet. I'm serious. Why are you laughing?
How you said feet was
because funny. That's completely separate body part. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. Babe.
Like, people dismiss therapists and stuff because they be like, I ain't crazy. I don't need a therapist. I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
But not all therapists give you medication. There's different types of therapists. And, for example, I'll talk about mine. I love her. The first day that I spoke to her, right? I had 5 good days in a row, like back to back, after my first conversation with her. And we didn't do nothing but talk.
That's all.
I don't know if she's Christian and she's praying for me. I don't know. I haven't asked her. Les asked me the other day.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Because when we started it, guys, we started it together.
Mm-hmm. We did a couples
one. The first session was a couples session. And that's another thing. Hey, something's wrong. Go get it fixed professionally. Don't be ashamed, guys. Stop playing, trying to be raw out here like, nah, we good. I used to be like that, remember? I used to be like, man, no, man, we'll stick it through. No, I'm not thinking like that no more, because I know that when I leave things on me, they go to hell, because it's just I'm not structured or professionalized, or however you say it, to fix what the problem is. So when we went to her the first time, we talked for an hour, and at the end, she recommended this Instagram person for a sleep cycle for the baby. And I don't remember the name, but when I went there, the person said Jesus lover or something like that, Christ follower, something like that. And I was like, And I told my wife, I said, I think she's a Christian. I think she's a believer. Now, the fact that you felt good for 5 days after that was a good week. I remember that, man.
That was home, the biggest stretch I've had in a while.
She was smiling every day, and it was really nice. And then it was almost like scary, like day 2, because I'm like, you start to wait for that.
And it's like, see, for if you don't suffer from anxiety or depression, you don't understand the excitement one feels when you feel normal.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, babe, today's day 3. And he would be like, yeah, babe, like, I can tell, but I'm like so excited because for the first time in God knows how long, I felt normal.
Yes.
It's tough.
And that was very important for me to see you happy and joyful. I always want to see you happy, babe.
Give me $1 million.
I try to.
I'll be happy every day.
I try. Yeah, right. That's what you say. I try to, as men, we try to be there for our wives, as men who care, because some men don't. Being real, as men who care, like I do, you try to, you try to find that way, like, what you feeling? What can I do? Like,
and that's the thing. There's really, when it comes to this, there's nothing you can do but be supportive. That's what I told you.
Yep. And
it's more or less you not getting upset at me, because like what I told my therapist the last time I spoke to her is like, I just want Les to understand that it's not about him. It's nothing he's doing. It's nothing nobody's doing. It's me. And I need to figure out how to fix it, what my triggers are, how to avoid these triggers. Like the whole trigger with the anxiety. I told Les, I was like, this is triggering my anxiety, and he's like, okay, how can I help lessen your anxiety? You know what I mean? Like it's finding solutions, and all I can do is continue my therapy, and she gives me tips and things to do each week to try to like relax me. So this week my goal was to have 5 minutes to myself. So.
And you did do it.
Yeah, I've been doing it. So she suggested like when I'm taking a shower to just listen to music or whatever, just like 5 minutes whenever I can by myself. So once the baby's asleep, I do that. And I guess that has helped like wind me down, but my days are still stressful.
Yeah, my days are stressful too. And I hate Ohio weather.
Ohio weather sucks.
Ohio weather, man, what fine print. We looked past. If there was
not too late to move to Florida.
You crazy. If there was no, I love it here though. But if there was fine print, man, it would have said, "Hey, it's always cloudy and rainy." But you're gonna like it there.
I wish we could have like North Carolina weather here. Cause like even when I used to live in North Carolina, I used to live in Charlotte. Their winters weren't bad at all. Like not really that bad. To them it was bad. They would wear North Face coats and I'm like outside in a little jacket. But I think that's the only thing I hate about Ohio is the weather. Cause the weather itself is depressing.
Yeah. Oh,
the weather is depressing. Like how you get snow in April? We got snow, like 4 inches of snow in April.
And it was bad too, guys. It 4 inches is a little bit, but
it was icy. The roads were icy.
It was horrible. It was horrible. I still went to work. By the time I got out of work, it was gone.
Because the sun came out.
The sun came out and it was beaming hard. By the time I got out, it was gone. I'm like, yeah. That's just that. Oh, it died.
No, the screen timed out.
So yeah, live, guys. Live. Live for the moment that God gave you. Every moment you have is a chance for you to take advantage and find something good. Find something good about the moment you're living. Find something good about the moment you're experiencing. And then dwell on that. Dwell on the goodness. Focus on the goodness. Because it's
Good father. Oh, sorry.
huh?
You said dwell on the goodness, and then you're a good father popped into my head.
Oh, dang, you threw me off.
Sorry.
I forgot what I was saying.
Dwell in the goodness.
dwell in the goodness. Come on, bro. What's going on, my man? Dang,
They
man.
always ruining the pod.
Whew. Babe, just go real quick, please. Say something.
Oh. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. What? It's already 10 o'clock, boy. You trying to talk for 2 more hours? If I let Les, he will be here all day. What does that say?
Amen.
Oh, amen. It sounded like it said fix it.
Dag, you was waiting. Oh, God.
Fix it, Jesus.
But yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Sorry, this was not like our normal pod, but you know.
No, it was a needed pod. By the comments, I want you to read those to me, babe.
You already read them.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Again, if you're struggling, make sure you try to go get some help, because there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with seeking for help. So just understand that, you going through something, do something to fix it. Please, do something to fix it. Care about yourself. Care about the people around you, because how you feel affects others. Right, babe?
Yes, it does.
How you feel affects others. If I let how my wife feels fully affect me, everybody in here
will be in a bad mood.
Everybody in here will be in a bad mood. But by the grace of God, it ain't that. Anyway, thank you for tuning in, guys. Any last words, babe?
I give him glory and praise.
No. Her last word is no.
Hopefully we'll see you guys next week.
What do we have planned?
So you know I give him.
What do you mean?
Like Friday.
I don't know. I gotta look at my planner.
Oh, okay. We gotta look at the planner.
I know we have 2 houses to clean next Friday.
This is gonna be an exciting weekend for us, though. I'm excited.
Why are you excited? We ain't doing nothing.
Yes, we are.
What? Tomorrow we got 2 houses to clean. And then we're going to Phoebe's house.
See that?
And then Sunday we got church.
That's always banging. Oh.
And then are we doing the zoo?
Yes, I
then
want
the zoo. Oh, we gotta dig that hole too. Sunday morning before it starts raining. We gotta figure that out too. Our backyard flooded.
Yeah,
that was fun.
It was crazy. I had to come out from work early. I ran home.
You didn't run home.
Well,
you raced home.
I raced home. Yeah, I guess that's fair to say. I raced home. It was crazy. But anyway, that's for another day. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we could talk our next podcast. Our backyard was a swimming pool.
Y'all was crazy though. Anyway, thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Have a good night.
Have a good nest.
God bless.
Night. God
Love
bless.
y'all.
Love y'all. Tune in. Share the video to help others. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh.
gotta get up.
Hold up, wait a minute, I'm about to kick something off the head. Just so you know that like we said, we still be wildin', yeah. You really don't want it with the way that I be kicking. People get upset, I'm dripping because my clothes just be kicking.